Recording our video. We're going to call this one Introduction to Distributive Property. Pay attention as we go through here. So the first question, I gave you this picture, and then I gave you the hint that I wanted expressed in that kind of template. So the first thing here, this is two groups of 3x plus 3. Okay? I don't have one, there's one group of 3x plus 3, and there's another group of 3x plus 3. So technically I have two groups of 3x plus 3. So I'd write it 2 times 3x plus 3. And if I thought about what that is, it's really 6x and a positive 6. So 6x plus 6. And if I think about expansion, what it's really asking, if you had two 3x's, you'd have 6x. And if you had two 3's, you'd have 6. Okay. In the second question, same idea. This time the only difference between this and this is these are positive x values and these are negative x values. And in this one I have 4 groups. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 groups of negative 2x minus 1. Each of those groups, that group right there, is negative 2x minus 1. And I have 4 of those groups. And if I think about what that is, that's the same thing as having all of those, which is negative 8x. And the constant would be minus 4. Now again, to think of that a little bit differently, if I had 4 times negative 2x, I'd have negative 8x. If I had 4 times negative 1, a positive 4 times a negative 1, I'd have a negative 4. Okay? So 4 groups of negative 2x minus 1 would be negative 8x minus 4. And in the third example, I have 4 groups of 3x minus 1. So one group of 3x minus 1 is going to be this. That's one group of 3x minus 1. And then I would double it, triple it, quadruple it, and that would represent 4 groups of 3x minus 1. So 4 groups of 3x minus 1. And if I examine this picture, I can clearly see that I have 12 x's right here, and I have a minus 4 constant because I have 1, 2, 3, 4 negatives, or a minus 4. And I would get that if I did 4 times 3x. That would be 12x. This is called expanding. These arrows are my reminder of expanding using distributive property. I have 12x, and 4 times negative 1 is negative 4. So the equivalent value of 4 groups of 3x minus 1 is 12x minus 4. And in the last question, it just says solve using distributive property. Or expand, it should say, not really solving, because I'm not solving anything, I'm just expanding. So negative 2 times x. What do you think that is? What do you think it is? It is negative 2x. Because negative 2 times x is really the same thing as treating negative 2 just as a coefficient, negative 2 times x. And finally, negative 2 times the second part, the constant positive 4, it's really just an integer question. And what would you get if you did negative 2 times positive 4? Negative 8. So therefore, negative 2x minus 8 is the same thing as negative 2 groups of x plus 4. Now we can't model it because you can't have negative 2 groups of something. So we're just going to do it using a distributive property.